Welcome to Paradise Ridge. My name's Tommy Lynch. I'm the Director of Parks and Recreation. I cannot tell you how glad it is for us to be out here. I wish it had been daylight savings and about 20 degrees warmer, but we're here nonetheless. Thank you for coming out here. I know you're glad for the community center to be here as well. I want to talk a little bit about the park as well as the community center that you're in now. We have 97 acres out here, a half a mile of a walking path outside with a basketball court, picnic shelters, and we have multi-purpose fields. There'll be baseball, football, soccer, and all sorts of sports that kids can play and learn how to play and learn how to have a safe, good time in their community. It's good for us to be out here. Before we get started with too many other introductions, I want to thank EOA Architects, Mr. Keith Bush and Gary Everton. They're the designers of this facility. The contractors was R.G. Anderson. Lynn Dunn was the main person for them. And I want to thank our park planners for the work that they've done on this project. Tim Nate, our assistant director, but especially Miss Rebecca Rotz, who's been our on-site coordinator and has been out here getting everything ready for you to be here tonight. With that, I also want to introduce a couple of people that I think you're going to be very familiar with as the days and the weeks and the months go on. Miss Sally Davis, who is the Assistant Director in charge of Community Recreation. And Travis Rogers. Travis, step up here. Travis is our Community Center Director. He'll be the one in charge of programming, in charge of discipline, and in charge of basically everything out here. There are so many residents that we need to thank. Gary Moore, I met for the first time, I think, in the mayor's office several years ago with Charlie Harvison, and they had letters dated from many years prior promising a community center and a park out here. And I think this is one thing that's particularly gratifying from my standpoint, and I know for Mayor Dean as well, the fact that he fulfills promises that have been made by other people. I was at the 28th Avenue Connector when he got that facility built, and he fulfilled the promise to the Joelton community to have a park and a community center here. There are also other Joelton people that I need to thank as well. The Twilight Garden Club, Miss Tova Rawlings. They're responsible for the refreshments tonight. They're responsible for the plantings outside. They've done many plantings, including 2 Japanese maples that were planted in the memory of Jim Graves. He was the trustee of St. Andrew's United Methodist and a member of the 9/11 emergency management team. With that, there's another person that I do want to introduce and thank for being involved in this, and this is your councilman, Mr. Lonnell Matthews.
All I can say is, wow. Isn't this a great facility? Like Tommy said, there's a lot of people to thank tonight, and I do want to recognize a couple people before I start making my thank yous and comments. I want to recognize our state representative, Bo Mitchell. And our state representative has been gracious enough to provide signs by Hatch, and there's enough here for every family to be able to take one after the ceremony. So you'll be able to get one after the ceremony, and they'll be available. Let's all be respectful and take one per family so that everyone could get one. I also want to recognize our Chief Anderson for our police department. Recognize him for being here. I want to recognize and thank the Parks Department and everything that they've done, and Director Tommy Lynch, you really can't say enough for the effort that he's put in to make this a reality. This has been promised to this community for well over 20 years, and Tommy, I'm thankful that you had the leadership to really get this done. So let's thank him. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our former state representative, Gary Moore, and the part that he's played in making this happen. Him, I think I've seen Carol. Carol's in the corner there. Wayne. There have been countless others. Mr. Graves, who was mentioned. There have been countless others in this community that have really pushed and made a great effort to make sure that the city did not forget that the Joelton community was here and that we got resources here. And I'm glad that it took the leadership of Mayor Karl Dean to bring us all together and to get this done. It was efforts of those, and there's one that I did mention, and I want to save his name for last. But Charlie Harvison. I look at Norma and I can't stop him from coming down my face, but Charlie called me probably every other week. Maybe every other day. After I was elected, Charlie never let me forget that this was promised to this community. We would talk for hours about the youth leagues that played in this community and all the kids that would be affected by a building like this. We talked about the banquets that would be held here in this facility. And as we even went through the planning process of bringing this to reality, Charlie never let anyone forget about the young people that would grow up in this facility, that would benefit from this, all the families that will come together in this facility. So, yes, it's about healthy living and it's about promoting everything that we want to promote as a city, but this is about community. And I want to thank Charlie and everyone else that was involved in making this a reality. So let's give them a hand. Without further ado, I want to introduce a man that I have great respect for, that I'm proud to say that I've been able to work with for the past 6 years, and I look forward to the next 2 years in our final term, Mayor Karl Dean.
Well, thank you, Lonnell, and I am definitely pleased to be here for the opening of this new park and community center. And I want to welcome the elected officials that are here that have been recognized. You know, I'm excited about this opening of this new community center that will be a place for the Joelton community to gather together, to be active, healthy, and learn from each other. I know this community has waited a long time for this park and community center. Now, with no more delays, we stand here together for the opening. Not only has the Joelton community anticipated this project, you have been, frankly, the primary advocates for it. Certainly, folks like Charlie, Wayne. Wayne tonight said to me, "You know, Mayor, it never floods up here." So, you know, I'm thinking of moving City Hall up here. I mean, could be the place to be. But the community as a whole has been very, very involved in the community and advocating for improvements, and I think that is a good thing. And we would certainly not be standing here today without the dedication of several key community members, including State Representative Gary Moore. Representative Moore was a driving force behind this new center coming to fruition. His hard work in finding funding, facilitating multiple community meetings, and much more helped spur the center that we see today. Even now, Gary's working on ways to fund kitchen equipment and other needed items to enhance the facility. So thank you, Gary, for all your hard work and dedication to making this community center a reality. And Councilman Matthews, Lonnell has done, I think, an extraordinary job of representing his entire district. He has been incredibly loyal and determined for the community of Joelton, and I thank him for that. And I want to thank all the other community leaders and elected officials, past and present, who have worked for this community center to be built over the years. I think I should recognize the fact that our great police chief, who I think is the best police chief in the country, is from Joelton. You know, so that's good thing. This area we now stand on, Paradise Ridge, has a long history dating back to the start of the 20th century. The ridge is a spur of the Cumberland Mountains and serves as the northern boundary of Davidson County. With White Creek nearby, Paradise Ridge has and continues to be an historic landmark for our city's geography, and the area of Joelton has become a strong community that has grown over the years. Therefore, Paradise Ridge is a perfect place to have a community center for many to enjoy. What I'm most excited about is the center will have amenities to support a healthy lifestyle, which is very important to me. I've been encouraging residents to get outdoors and be active in our fight against obesity, and expanding our park system makes it easier for residents to lead healthier lives. Our goal for the city is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. And I think this park and all that's here will be part of that. In addition to having 98 acres of parkland, some of the amenities of this community center include a gymnasium, multi-purpose meeting room with the potential for a fitness space, a community kitchen, playground, walking trails, and a multi-use sports field. Together, all of these will serve an important role here in the Joelton area by fostering healthy lifestyles in a strong social community. So thank you for having me here to join you on this very special occasion. I think it's wonderful that the gym is named for Charlie. And now I would like to invite you all to join me in cutting the ribbon. All right, 1, 2, 3.